Joining us, we have a very special podcast with a very special guest, Miss Raquel, joining us. And Miss Raquel works in the adult film industry, and she is quite good at her job. She's a very interesting young lady, and we're going to get into a lot of very interesting topics today. So let me start off with this question. Well, first of all, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Alex.
You know, it's funny, actually. I first learned about you when I did the Sarah J interview, and a lot of people in the comments were like saying, "Oh, if you got Sarah J, you should get Miss Raquel on."
Really?
Are you guys
God,
friends,
I love
or?
Sarah. Sarah is such an interesting person, amazing heart, great personality. Like, even with me, she comes up with stuff that I'm like, oh my God, wow, that's crazy. Super, super fun. I love Sarah. She's amazing.
She was a great guest, and we all live in Miami. I learned that you live in Miami as well.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Small world.
Yeah.
Sarah quoted that she can see my balcony from her apartment or something like that. I was like, "Oh, damn, girl."
Oh, so watch out. Maybe when you're changing or something, she might be like, "Oh, let me just get a camera. Let me see his angles."
Sarah can roll up anytime. I do not mind. But so let me start off with this question. So how did you get into the porn game?
It was actually, it was an accident, okay? I went and a friend of mine actually told me, okay, I'm going to take you to this place. And, you know, I thought it was for Univision or something like that. So it's going to be extra, but it's like a sexy extra. So I'm like, oh yeah, of course. You know, right now it's like 2008 when the recession was like at its peak, really, really bad. I don't know if you remember. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. I need some extra cash, whatever. So I went and I saw, you know, I can't really go into details because then it's going to like ruin the whole entire flow of stuff. But
wait, Raquel, sorry. A bunch of people in the comments are saying that your volume is a little bit low. Can you turn up your...
Oh, okay, sure. Can you hear me now? Because I have a very loud voice. My throat is
Guys, give us a, before we go any further, give us a thumbs up or say good if you can hear Raquel well. So let us know. So let's take care of the audio issues now. We don't want to miss any of this good stuff. So just give us a thumbs up, guys. Nah, she's good. All right, there we go. Perfect.
Yay!
All right, so we can proceed.
Yes, because you need to hear this story. Okay.
I gotta hear this story.
So I went, and it was one of Bang Bros production, and I went there, and I thought that this was like, I don't know, a place on Univision or whatever. And then when I went to the casting, it was like, okay, let's take a picture with bra and panties. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I have great tits. I have a great ass. So I'm like, all right, perfect. And then it's like, all right, now we need you to take it off. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like the bra and everything? Well, what is take off? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what type of movie is this? Oh, it's a porn movie. They didn't tell you? And I'm like, okay. I don't know, but maybe after a couple of shots of tequila, maybe we could talk about it. So I decided to go and I did it. I was supposed to be an extra. And then I got so motivated on set that I'm like, I need to do anal just out of nowhere. I need to do anal. And they're like, okay, when do you want to do it? And then that's where Miss Raquel started. I go in all the way or I don't do nothing at all. That's just my motto.
That's fascinating because how you got into porn actually sounds like the plot of a porno, because that's usually the premise of a lot of pornos. Like Net Video Girls, it's the guy with the camera, he gets them there for the calendar, and then he talks them into doing porn. But what you're saying is that actually happened in real life. Like that's how you got into porn.
Well, yeah, pretty much. It actually happened. But, you know, usually it happens just step by step. But I went and said, okay, I don't want to do just a boy girl. I want to do anal. So everybody was like, are you sure? Oh yeah, I'm definitely sure 100%. I could definitely show that girl a thing or two. So that's exactly what I did. I started practicing when I got home. I went and I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that my ass looks good, that I'm not, you know, looking ridiculous over here. So I got a huge mirror and then I started practicing with a dildo. And I'm like, okay, let me see. But you know what? When I really got on set, since everything is so spontaneous and everything, I forgot everything that I put on the mirror, the positions, the angles, everything. I just went and I just went all in it and just got in it, and I didn't even know what angle was what, if it was up, if it was down, nothing. I just did it and it was great.
You are a fucking champ. So who was it that approached you initially?
Well, it was a friend, and she had done an extra. Pretty much, she did like maybe a couple of extra because she really didn't have the courage to like really go all the way in. And then she's like, okay, let's take you over there, maybe see how you like it, I think you're gonna like it, it's great, it's just just sexy stuff. It was something more than sexy, but whatever. She threw something at me and I was like, oh, okay, is this what we're talking about? And then from there on it was just nonstop, shoot, 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 shoot.
It's really rare that I question my own game, but
Yeah.
you're making me question my game because I'm doing it wrong. I'm going up to girls. I'm saying, you look cute. Let's get some drinks. I'm getting them over for a bottle of wine. But compared to that, it feels inefficient. What I really need to be doing is saying, hey, do you want to be in a X-Record video? Then,
well, let me tell you something. You will be very successful at it because right now we are in the age of where everybody is either a stripper or a porn star or has something to do with the industry. Okay. Right. Because back then it was looked at like, oh no, I can't do this or I can't do that. But after OnlyFans open, even a grandmother, even your neighbor, everybody is doing porn. Everybody is doing porn. So if you approach somebody and say, hey, listen, let's shoot. I have an OnlyFans page. Oh yeah, of course, because immediately everybody, thinks, okay, if I shoot, it's content. If it's content, it's money. So yes, I love this guy. Let's do it.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's possible for a straight guy to be successful on OnlyFans?
You have to understand, if you go to OnlyFans, you are going to be catering to the public. So you have to be catering to men and women, and you have to have that in your mind and not say, oh, I think that's gay, or I think this, or I think that. No, you have to love your body for who you are, and other people are also appreciated of that. Just because you're doing, like, let's say another guy, if you're a guy and then somebody requests, like, if another guy requests something from you or whatever, you have to send it to him. You have to communicate to him. And that doesn't make you whatever it is. That makes other people appreciate who you are, and you get money off of it. So everybody could make money off of it.
But do you think it's hypothetically possible if you just keep it 100% straight as a guy, if you're not a celebrity?
You will not make no money because women really don't pay for porn.
Yeah. That's kind of
really don't pay for porn.
Yeah. Have you ever worked, or are you familiar with Sterling Cooper?
No, but it sounds familiar.
He's the Aussie guy. He's worked with Sarah J a bunch of times, but he's a buddy of mine. And me and him were hanging out. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, man, on my OnlyFans, I got to do some shit that I don't really like fucking doing, but I do it for the dough.
Right.
I've never checked out his OnlyFans, but we got Conor Murphy drinking jizz. So a lot of people are doing some shit. Are you familiar with that whole thing, Conor Murphy drinking jizz?
Okay. No, I haven't heard, because I've been like so focused on like doing my stuff. I'm like lost in space. You have to give me more information on that, because that sounds like fun.
I don't know how fun it is, but Conor Murphy is a fitness YouTuber. He's very well respected, or he was. He had several million subs. And then he made a 30-minute video that takes place in like a creepy castle, him and his buddy. He just talks about the health benefits of drinking a certain substance. And that substance turns out to be jizz. And then he says, for the actual watching me drink jizz, check out my OnlyFans, which is an interesting direction to go in his career. But let me kind of change gears a little bit. So what's like the craziest thing you've ever had happen on set, or just like as a result of your job?
The craziest thing, every day is a crazy thing. So I can't say there's one crazy thing or another crazy thing. Every day is a crazy thing. When I walk into the set, it's every day has to be something crazy, has to be something different, has to be something fun. I really, since I bring a lot of positive energy into it, and I deal with a lot of people that take their job serious and also are in there to have fun and also, make a little bit of money. I've always had great experiences on set with everybody, you know.
Do you
So
mostly?
every day
Sorry, go
is a
ahead.
crazy thing. Every day is a crazy. Oh, the most craziest thing I would have to say, it has to be when there was one time that they took us to a supermarket, and this was like an outdoor thing. So then I'm over here going through the produce area, checking out the different size of pickles and like melons and all sorts of stuff. And then they just told me, okay, whenever you get a chance, you need to put the pickle in between your tits and you need to flash and move it around. So I don't know if there was somebody walking by or they were supposed to like make sure nobody walks by or anything. And there was a lady that passed by when I flashed my nipples. And then all she said was, Jesus. Jesus. Jesus.
She's
Like,
like,
oh my
Jesus.
God.
So how
Yeah.
much you make doing that? Or
Yeah.
you guys got room for
And
one
another
more?
occasion too, there was one time that I was doing a scene on the elevator. So I was on the elevator. It was in a building, and the studio was in that floor, and then the whole entire floor was for the production company. But they shared the elevators with office buildings, and this was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the guy upstairs was supposed to hold down the elevator to make sure nobody goes up or nobody goes down. So it just stays there. So we're shooting the scene on the elevator, and I'm over here opened up and squirting and doing all sorts of stuff and whatever. And then all of a sudden we just feel the elevator just go up. And then it was two people going to lunch, okay? And the elevator opened, and I'm over here open with my hands there, with all sorts of stuff. The camera guy's over here looking, and we just turned around, and the people said, "Oh," and it said, "It's busy." So they closed the elevator door, and that's it. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. What do we do?" "Oh, it doesn't matter. It's in Miami. I
Yeah, it's
mean, we're
Miami.
in
No one gives a
Miami,
shit.
so yeah, they probably seen it. Who knows?" But yeah,
Oh, God damn it. This is the third time today.
huh?
They're like, damn, this is the third time today.
Yes, it's like another girl. That's crazy.
They say that when you shoot anal scenes, sometimes shit happens. Have you ever had that?
Oh yes, I've had plenty of shit happen. I had plenty of shit happen. The thing is with anal scenes, you have to like prepare. So you can't
Right.
eat like maybe 24, not 24. Like let's say I have a shoot tomorrow. I cannot eat. I have to stop eating everything. Just drink liquids. Like around 7 o'clock at night. So I could have an empty stomach. And then of course I have to put a butt plug in because you have to stretch your ass and everything. So when the guy is sticking it in, it's not like, no, it just slides right in. So I sleep with a butt plug. I make sure I wash it, the night before, and then in the morning wash it again. And then before I go on set, wash it again. This all on an empty stomach, okay? Only thing they allow us to eat is like maybe gummy bears or stuff like that. So I didn't know that. And in my first scene, I shot something, okay? And it was inside of a bus, all right? This was around 12 or 1. So the sun was beaming on that bus. Nobody told me that I needed to prepare or nothing. I was just ready to go, and that's it. So as I'm doing a scene and everything is going right, then they decide, to, okay, let's do it. So they put it in, and then they take it out, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. So we had to ride that bus after we were done back to the office and smell like public toilet or whatever. So I'm like, okay, from this point on, I already know the scoops. I already know what to do. But these are just like, things that you learn along the way with different things and stuff.
I mean, I'm just imagining you like in your pink jammies, like cuddle up next to your teddy bear with your little butt plug on, just like going to sleep the day before the big shoot. Do you
Yeah.
mostly like to do? Do you mostly do like professional shoots, or do you like stuff like just like you and someone else?
Well, to be honest with you, most of my stuff is like gonzo. Most of my
Mhm.
stuff is spontaneous. I've done stuff that is scripted and things like that, but most of everything that I do is like, okay, we have this house here, we have this, and we have this outfit. What can we come up with? And I'm like, don't worry, I got you. And then we move it from there. I start coming up with something, then the other person starts coming up with something. So yeah, I've done a lot of stuff that's not professional. Like most of my stuff that I have on my OnlyFans is not professional. It's just random stuff that I'm like, okay, let's go to the gas station. All right, let's see what I could do over here. I know I could do something hot and something cool without getting caught or whatever. And if I get caught, they could take a picture. Who cares?
We got premium gas. Give me that premium dick.
Yes, give me that premium gas.
Give me that premium dick. How are you mostly like the guys that are doing these shoots with you? Like, are you mostly, do you have like one guy that, for example, you work with, or is it like just guys you meet on Tinder? What's like, how do you meet people to
on
shoot with?
Tinder? What the
Tinder?
hell?
I don't know.
I don't meet nobody on Tinder. No, 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 no.
You've never fucked with Tinder?
Oh no, I don't believe in that. I always thought that people, I don't know, my personal opinion. Anybody that's on Tinder, it's I don't know, I don't think it's safe. Number one. I saw that movie, The Craigslist Killer or whatever, and I just doubt every type of websites. I feel if a guy has a good personality, is sexy, has money, knows how to give good dick, he has no place being on Tinder. Like, why? Why would you be on Tinder? And then risk going and finding a girl that has all sorts of filter, all right, on the picture. And then when you meet her, it's like, oh my God, she's a whale. But fuck it, I drove this long, so I gotta go in.
That is a risk.
I
That is
gotta
definitely
go
a
in.
risk.
I'll
Yeah,
just
no
put a
bullshit.
bag
That
over her head and
does
maybe
happen.
angle her like this, so then that way I can't see, her face, or she is the fat girl, but you know what they say about fat girls? They have a great mouth. I don't know what it is. Maybe because they're used to swallowing a lot of food and stuff like that. So then maybe their throat, I guess they suck it really like good. I don't know. But I
Yeah,
heard
but
good
what if
stories
she
about fat
gets
girls.
hungry and she thinks like she just takes a bite off? That's a risk you
Yes, it's
take.
like
I
let
ain't
me go
risking
and
my dick with that.
yes, yes, exactly. So,
So
I
that's a
mean,
risk.
every type of woman has their little traits, but me personally, I would never deal with anything from Tinder. Maybe in the supermarket, maybe uh, going out, maybe sometimes I pick random people from my OnlyFans and stuff like that.
Oh
But
shit. That's like the best motivation to sign up for your OnlyFans. Like the fact, like I think that right there is like the best sales pitch ever. Like
no, but
ever.
it's true because the thing is that I have to do content on a daily basis all the time. So sometimes I run out of so much things to do because there's so much things that you could do solo. You could
Right.
do with a toy. You could do this. You could do that. You could jump. But then you're running out of content. So I'm like, okay. And sometimes when I meet people, they give me a different energy, a different vibe, and then I start coming up with ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I do it.
So aside from the lucky guys from OnlyFans, you mostly meet guys you said at the grocery store and like out and about.
Well, actually, I met like the craziest person that I met was in a laundromat. Okay, it was so late. I was in
Tell us
LA.
the story.
Okay, it was so late. I was in LA. I was doing my laundry because I only packed for a certain amount of days, and then I wind up staying longer in California. And the place that I was staying didn't have anything to wash or anything. So I Googled the nearest laundry location, and pretty much I had just the clothes that I had on for my shoot, and then everything was like dirty and stuff, and I needed to continue to wear it for my next shoots and stuff like that. So I'm over here. I put everything in the laundry. I'm waiting. I'm bored. And in walks this guy. He is so freaking cute. Looks like between Drake and Chris Brown, something like that. And then, of course, you know, with me, it's totally the opposite. When I see that I like a guy, I become a bitch. I'm like,
Really?
yes, because that's like your defense mechanism. Like, it's a cute guy, so like, oh my god, I'm not gonna breathe.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah. So then the guy, of course, he comes and talks to me and whatever. And this is how I am. And then
What
the
was
guy,
what was his opener? Like, what did he open you with?
well, what did he open me with was, hey, you're beautiful. Are you from around here? Whatever. And I'm like, is that all you have? You're so fucking corny.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, I hate that. You have to listen. If you look good, you have to come up with a better game. All right. That is right there. Such a disappointment when somebody says, oh, or a cheesy line or something like that. I respect you more when you come up because I'm already intimidating as it is. So then if you come up, it takes a lot to talk to me and then to keep up a conversation and to keep a clear level head and know what you're saying and how you're going to say it. That definitely is a make or break. If you go and come to me with a weak game and with a corny line, you are going to get bounced back and disrespected because you need to learn better than to come up with that. So there was one guy, well, this guy, let me continue saying about this guy. So I'm like, no, I'm not from around here. And that's sort of creepy that you're asking what you want to follow me home or something. And it's like, oh no, I might make you my wife or whatever. And I'm like, oh God, please. I might make you my wife. Are you serious? Oh, okay. It looks like you've never lived life or something. And then he's like, oh no, but I sure know. I don't remember what it was. That he said because it's been so many years about it. But I thought that he was fine as fuck. All right. And then he's like, oh, well, I live around here. If you want to, go around. And I'm like, I'm not going to go to your house. Are you crazy? I definitely would love like a little wine or something just to, because I need to kill like 2 or 3 hours. So that's it. He did what he did. He continued on. He wasn't sweating me. He didn't do anything like that. He went out and then he went back and he brought like this Moet little thing with like 2 glasses and said, okay, let's do a picnic. And I'm like, wow, that is so cute. That is so cute. Spontaneous, great, romantic. Oh my God. I freaking ate that guy up from the top to the bottom to top, left and right, back and forth, everything.
Hashtag picnic game.
Yes, yes.
But I think you touched on something interesting, which is like if a guy has weak ass game, you're not going to be into it. Which you and 99.9% of all women. So can you elaborate on what you think makes game weak and what makes game good? Like what kind of game does it take to seduce the infamous Miss Raquel?
Okay, well, me and any other woman that has common sense. Okay, because it's not like I'm different from anybody else. I just have common sense, right? So to me, a weak game, everything to me is personality and also confidence. Confidence is so key. Even though you could probably not have $1 million, but if you walk like you're the fucking shit, and that you could go ahead and come to me and talk to me and make sure that even if I'm going to reject you, you still know that you're going to get it. And slick, not desperate, but in like a slick way. That is such a turn on. And with me, this is how I do it. I don't know if other girls do it like that, but I go ahead and I, kind of roast you a little bit just to feel you out, kind of like play with you or, when we're getting to know each other or whatever. And if you get offended or intimidated or, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't offend you or this and that. Next, I am a strong person and I need to be with a strong man. So that person needs to know how to take heat and know that at the ending of the day, he ain't going nowhere, just like I'm not going nowhere. So
in the pickup community, we call that a shit test. So when a girl gives the guy a little bit of a shit to see how he reacts. I always teach my clients that if you either get reactive, you get butthurt, or you start apologizing, you lost. As long as you can remain cool and calm, like you don't give a shit, have like a shit-eating grin on your face, then you're going to pass.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a term.
That was
Okay.
the term. It's shit test. You are
Right.
a shit tester, Miss Raquel.
I
You
am
are
a
just
shit
dishing out
tester.
these fucking shit tests left and right at laundromats, at the grocery store. They're just being fucking dished out. Well,
Yes.
that's interesting. What else would you say is the key to your heart?
There's nobody that has the key to my heart. Even though they got the key, it's still not 100% guaranteed. You know,
That's
it's
like
the
my
master
elegant
key.
way of saying key to your pants.
What happened?
That's like my elegant way of saying key to your pants.
Oh, okay, okay. Key to my pants. All right. Well, that makes more sense. All right. What is the key to my pants? I like a man that is a leader in all sense of the word. I like a man that has such a strong personality, that is driven, that is a freaking freak in every way, that's not afraid to try new things, that's not afraid to go out there and explore, that loves to be in a high-end place, eating the finest things, or just something improvised in a park.
Eating
Or
the finest pussy.
yeah, exactly. So that's just me, just somebody that's very down to earth, somebody that knows what he wants, somebody that is, a boss,
Mhm.
because I'm a boss and I'm very independent. I respect the people that, that work 9 to 5 and stuff like that. But that to me is just like a robotic mind.
Right.
Like
I
you
agree.
wake up, you go
100%.
to yeah, you wake up, you go to sleep, you go to work, you make somebody else richer, and at the end, you're disposable because you could be putting hours of your life, day, night, whatever. And the moment that they either have to reduce personnel or they have to just cut people off, it's like, we're sorry, but you have to go. And then what? So,
You're describing the story of my business playing with fire. I worked in corporate sales for 3 years. I was actually a sales trainer. I worked for a company called Sungevity, second biggest solar company in the U.S. And one day they just did massive layoffs, and I was one of the people who got laid off. And then 2 weeks later they went bankrupt, which serves them right for firing me. But so I
right,
just, I was good at my job. I lost my job due to no
right,
fault of my own. So after that, I was like, no, I'm never going to work for anyone else again. Like I want to have
right.
the keys to my financial independence.
Exactly. Because you have the control whether how hard or how slow you work. And that's going to be your responsibility. I know everything comes with a responsibility. And I
For
know
sure.
it's very nerve wracking that people start a business and it's like, oh my God, everything's on my shoulders. Everything is on the, yes, it is going to be on your shoulders. But you know that the only person that will be guilty of making or breaking that business is you. So you need to pace yourself of how fast or how slow you make your money.
Yeah,
So
100%. So let's kind of sum this up a little bit. So you like a guy who's confident, who can pass your shit test,
yes,
who can take a little shit, who has like high value or at least carries himself like he's high value. How
yes.
important is it for the guy to be dominant, at least sexually?
Well, dominant in the way of allowing me to do my little thing, because I'm very dominant. Allowing me to go and do and throw and ride and do all of that stuff. But at the ending of the night, it's like, okay, you're done. All right, come here. Pulls me and rips me apart. That's what I like. Oh my God. Yes, that's exactly what I
I
like.
think 50% of the audience just got a boner with that
Well,
vivid
I almost wet
explanation.
my pants just describing the deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
uh, okay, so let me ask you this: Instagram. Have you
yes.
ever met a guy from Instagram?
Um, yes, I have met several people from Instagram, and it's been either business or it's been either just personal, athletes and stuff like that. But I can't really say anything.
No, of course,
But
you don't have to name drop,
but
but
but yeah, it's super cool. I go with my gut instincts, and that I apply that on everything that I do, whether it be in person or whether it be in any type of contact. So yeah, I really like to feel out because I'm a person that I go based off feelings and vibes and, and what you throw to me and what I throw to you. Sometimes, well, the majority of the time, I'm right on the dot with it, but, there's other times that maybe it fails or whatever, but it's never been anything crazy. Like I put my life out in risk or anything, but yeah, you have to be very careful when you're meeting people out there because there's so many fake accounts. There's so many people that are just creating things to maybe try to target you or maybe try to, I don't know, do something crazy. But you have to really make your research, talk several times, do FaceTime a couple of times, really go with the full knowledge that you really covered all the corners and made sure that that person was who that person is, and the person has more or less a fun personality.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. So in terms of like guys who you met off Instagram for personal reasons, what do you look for? Like, for example, Sarah J said, she's like, listen, like I've only ever met up with guys who have the blue check mark, right? Who are,
Yes.
verified. She was very upfront about that.
That is very, very important. The blue check mark pretty much does it for me because, Instagram checked it out and then that means it's okay to start investigating. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, Instagram checked it, so let's go. No. Then after that, then I have to talk to you on FaceTime several times. Then we have to have like a little conversation and then feel it out. I need to text you in the morning or in the afternoon and see how you are. If you're the same person in the morning and the afternoon and the evening,
I'm definitely not the same person in the morning as I am in the afternoon. You text me in the morning, I'm like, I'll give you one-word answers versus like in the evening, I'm a lot more chatty.
Yes. Well, that's how you really know. Okay, this person's not bipolar and a crazy psychopath that's going to switch up on me when we're talking or something. Yeah. I definitely don't want to deal with none of that.
Would you ever consider meeting a guy who, like, for example, has a really good profile? He has, he's your type. Would you ever consider meeting a guy like that off Instagram if he does not have the blue check mark?
It all depends. It all depends on the vibe. It's going to take a lot of talking. A lot of talking back and forth, a lot of making sure, I don't know. I just have to find something that pulls you out from the crowd. Something that, that makes you stand out. Something that, I don't know, that hits me. So I could be like, that's interesting. Okay, I want to find out a little bit more,
Are you a dog person?
Am I a what?
Are you a dog person? Like, do you like dogs?
Oh, yes. I have a golden retriever. I'm not a cat person. I hate cats. Okay. I respect everybody that.
You don't like pussy?
Yeah, well, sometimes, but not that type,
Not that type of pussy. Right.
You are bad. Oh my gosh. What are you coming up with all these things?
Just a shy virgin. Just
the shy version. Oh my god!
Asking the questions for the audience. I know nothing about such things. Since we're on the topic of Instagram, what kind of texting? Because this is something a lot of guys struggle with. Is like, how do I text a girl? Now, what advice? Like, let's say you had a younger brother, or whatever. Like, what advice would you give him about how to text a girl?
Don't be sweating nobody.
I agree.
Don't be blowing up the phone number. Right. Don't be going and keep sending emojis. Well, it all depends on the age, remember.
Let's say like your age, like for you personally.
Personally, for me, this is the thing. I would understand with a good morning. Hey, good morning. Not too much conversations in the morning because first of all, you're trying to get up. You're trying to start your day. You drink coffee, all these conversations and stuff like that. No. You want to go ahead and plant your little seed. Hey, good morning. And then I don't know, like a little heart, whatever. That's it. Don't start texting in the afternoon. Don't start sending messages. Let the girl wake up and start thinking, oh, he's thinking about me. Oh, he's cute. I wonder why he hasn't texted me. Why hasn't he texted me? I mean, he should have been texting me from now. Oh, maybe I don't like him. Okay, let me text him. That's how you start. And then, yeah, you respond. But you respond, obviously, if you have a job, or you get with a person that's going to have a job, you don't want somebody that's going to be texting you every 2 minutes. Like, if you don't have a life, you don't have a hobby, you don't have a job. No, when you want to deal with another person that's also a boss like you, a leader, people that, you know, that are productive and that make money in their life, you want to be part of their life. You want to be part of their life. You don't want to be their life. That's the thing that you have to say, that you have to think. Now, if you are a sick person, that you are used to controlling the person and controlling the moment and controlling that, then you need a therapist, okay? But how normal people do it is, okay, we say good morning, we go our ways, we do what we have to do, we let everybody, you know, do the stuff and all of that stuff, and then we meet for dinner to talk about our day, to go ahead and say, oh, I missed you, I thought about you, this and that, and then have amazing fucking sex.
Yeah, I think the challenge for a lot of men, I'm fully on board with the amazing sex part, but I think the challenge for a lot of men is finding that balance between showing interest and not coming off as needy and, like you said, like bombarding her phone. Because, like, I can tell you with me personally, like, I get super busy and sometimes I just forget to text girls. And, like, quite often they'll be like, yeah, you know, like you don't even seem interested at all. Because sometimes with me, I go too far to the other extreme. I just forget to text people. I think this is a challenge for a lot of guys. And other guys go too far in the other extreme and they text girls all the time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yeah, well, that's why you have to have communication. When you meet a person and you get to know them and all of that stuff, you say, okay, I work in this. My job is this. I have a very hectic schedule. I have this, I have that. But definitely I have room for people that I really vibe with, and I really feel that all of this stuff. So for me to take my time to really dedicate, it's an effort. But I definitely make the effort. That's a good line. I definitely make the effort if I know that the girl is worth it. So right there, the girl is going to appreciate, if she has common sense, okay, and is not a crazy psychopath, she's going to say, you know what? I appreciate that he took time of his day to say hello. You know, I know he's a busy person. I support him because I know he's going to be doing bigger and greater things. And that's what a person that is healthy and is a winner acts. But if you have a woman that is like, why haven't you texted me? Oh, you don't like me? Oh, you're turned off? Bitch, you are a crazy psychopath. Oh, get away from me. You don't have a job. You don't have a hobby. Go play with your pussy or something. Like, give me a break. You know? No. A person like that is definitely toxic. That is toxic. That is toxic because a normal person has a job or has a hobby or has a routine, and you're not going to be pressing on, texting every 2 minutes a person that you just met. Like, I understand it's a good thing, but overdoing it, like too much of something, is just is excessive, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. Let me ask this question: Dick pics, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways?
Okay, what is sideways?
Like, in the right context, like.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? Wait, are you thinking right now, or did you not hear the last thing I said?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for you to tell me.
Oh, okay. We just had this long silence. I was like, wow, she's really thinking hard about this question.
What did you say?
My question was, what do you think? Because again, a lot of the thing is a lot of guys like, oh shit, should I send her a dick pic? Should I not? Conversation. Not obviously, you should never send a dick pic if it's just like random. But let's say the conversation is getting hot and steamy. And
great that you're bringing that up. Everything has a time and its place. If at the first time, okay, that you meet the girl and you immediately start off the bat, this is for something serious, you guys. If you're looking for something serious, not if you're both into the understanding that this is just, rip and dip. This is something, okay, a booty call. If you're both in the understanding and the agreement of, okay, this is just a fling, or this is, it's completely different. Now, if you're talking to somebody that you want to be potentially your girlfriend or somebody that's going to be long term, this is where this applies. Obviously, on the other stuff, if it's a fling, if it's like you're cheating and it's a girlfriend on the side, obviously, yeah, you talk, you text, you send dirty pictures, you do all of that stuff. But if it's somebody serious that you consider serious, there is where everything that I'm talking to you comes into play. So good thing that you brought up the dick pic thing.
You sent her a serious dick pic. It's got like a little hat on it and like a little pipe, like a Sherlock Holmes dick pic.
Let me tell you something. If I met somebody, okay, today, and we said, hey, how are you, whatever, and then at nighttime you're sending me a dick pic, you're going to be treated like a John. So I'm like, okay, so you send me a dick pic? Okay, I'm gonna send you my Cash App. So send me 250, I'll send you my titties. So that's where you cross the line and you disrespect. So all right, you want to go ahead and put it that way and immediately go for dick pics, then I'm gonna disrespect you. And or disrespect you or continue on playing the game. So it's like, okay, you want me to reply to this? Okay, I'll send you my Cash App and we keep talking. That's immediately the response that you're going to get.
So you basically troll them, like that's like your way of trolling.
And or if not, I'll disrespect them and say, "Oh my God, can you angle your dick a little better? Because I can't even see it. Is that the wall or is like did you take it right? Get hard a little better." So then I could see it, or maybe put a light, because it's like, is it either too far away or it's so small I can't see it? Can you zoom it in?
You should just make a trolling compilation, like a compilation of all like your little troll texts that you've done to fuck with guys. That would be hilarious.
Send me your little brother's penis? That's what it was? That's so disrespectful. I don't like to see underage dicks. Come on. I need something awesome. 21 and older.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
So let me ask one more question before we take some questions from the audience, because they're building up.
Yes, I'm dying to hear what everybody has to say.
Oh yeah, they're going crazy in the comments. But because I know a lot of people are going to have this question, and it's a question I used to have quite often, before I did these interviews. Like now I kind of have an idea. But as a straight man, how do you get in the porn industry if you don't have connections?
As a straight man, how do you get in the porn industry?
Yeah, if you don't have connections.
Well, all of the companies are always looking, for male talents. But the problem is that everybody thinks that they're a porn star until they're actually on set and things are actually happening. Okay, so you could see like the youngest, most, sexiest, crazy, whatever, be on set. And then their thing just goes like this. They can't. Because remember, you're not having sex with your girlfriend. You're not having sex in your house. You're not having sex. Now, if you're recording this on, on your camera, or you're doing this on your personal stuff, it's different. But for a production company to hire you, okay, let me see if you have to first put in your mind a checklist. All right. Check number 1. All right, I have to be immediately hard as soon as I walk in there and start taking pictures. Remember, there's pictures and there's video, and you need to be hard for the whole entire time. Sometimes some directors even tell the guy when they're doing the pictures, okay, I need you to pop for pictures. Pop means, okay, come in her tits, come in her face. All right. And then immediately after, wash up and do the whole video again completely hard. All right. Yes. And then you have to have, maybe the guy is like in an angle like this, right? And then you have a camera right up in your asshole, between your asshole and your balls. And you have the director saying, oh, nice. Okay, that looks good. All right, keep doing that. And you have to be prepared for this, because if your dick gets soft, you just fucked the movie up for everybody. And guess what? If it takes you a long time to get back hard, or to get yourself composed, or to pop another pill, or whatever it is, so you could get yourself together and ready to perform, we have a location we need to pay. We have people that are getting paid by the hour. And if the other, the the porn star that's there shooting with you, she probably has other stuff to do after that shoot too. And you're holding everybody off because guess
with your
what?
little lame ass dick that can't get hard.
Because you thought that you were a porn star. And now what? Guess what? You can't handle it? Oh no. So if you cannot handle the heat, put in your mind, if you think you're a porn star, just call a couple of your friends and say, okay, bring a girl or hire a girl, whatever. Let's do a shoot. Put a whole bunch of lights, put a scene, have a guy filming you in every angle, all right, in every angle, and the other one saying, okay, that angle looks good, that angle. Are you going to concentrate? Are you going to be built for this? Something that I have to give to the male talents, all of them. I don't know how they could do it. I don't know how they could do it, but they make the movie work. I understand that everybody sees the movie because of the girl, because of the tits, but really, the work really goes to the guys. Because if there's no dick or no cum at the end, you have no movie.
That's true.
No movie at all.
I wonder how my assistant would feel about, I've asked him to do a lot of odd jobs over the years. I wonder how he'd feel about holding the camera right under my ass. Yo, Joe. All right, I got a new task for you. Yes. No more video editing, no more technical stuff.
Make sure you shave your hairs on the ass crack. Make sure you shave your hairs on there. And, so then maybe when they put there, it doesn't look like a jungle or like a gorilla ass or something.
I'll pay someone on Fiverr to do that for me.
Yes. Well, if you decide to go that route, then I volunteer. Maybe I could go ahead and practice with you. And then you call your buddy and say, okay, come on, let's practice. And then I'll tell you, okay, this is what's going to expect. And sometimes you might find or might shoot with a girl that's super, super cool, super chilled, super laid back. But then you might also deal with a girl that's a bitch. And I've seen it on set. Like, they do this number. Oh my God, do you have a towel? Like, dry yourself up. Like, you're sweating my makeup. Like, can you not put your fingers in there? And it's like, cut. Oh, he is so uncomfortable. I can't do the shoot. Or don't bend me like that. Or don't pull my hair. Like, don't do that. That's not a good thing. Like, bitch, you're doing a porno. What are you trying to do? A glam shot or something? Like, you're supposed to get nasty. You're supposed to get sweaty. Yeah. You're supposed to have your ass slapped.
Preach, sister, preach.
Hair. You're supposed to have your mascara coming down. Everything. Like,
can't put it on the ass.
But I've only seen that with girls from Los Angeles. I haven't really seen it on girls from here, from Miami, because I guess Miami girls, we are all ready to go to war at any given time. So
I have definitely noticed that. Yeah, the Miami girls, they're just more like, yeah, Poppy, smack that ass and make me your little slut. Versus the LA girls, a little bit more like.
And then it gives you more comfort. It feels more good. It feels like you're enjoying it. And then the guy enjoys it, the girl enjoys it. And if you're enjoying it, it just looks so good on camera. Because how many times haven't you watched a porno that the girl's like, and then looking at the eyes like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No. Yeah. I mean, that's a waste of film. To me, that's a waste of film. Like, if I'm not into it and I'm not enjoying it, I prefer not to do it. I prefer not to do it because if not, it's going to come out looking fucked up. And if I feel that I didn't have fun, I know that it's not going to look good. And I prefer not to do it, which that's never happened. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think sexual chemistry is key. Like, if you have to have sex with someone who you're just not attracted to, you have no chemistry. Like, it's just going to be very, like, mechanical. Like,
it doesn't matter. Well, remember, most of the times when you're, like, on set, you've not seen that person, not met that person, not dealt with that person. You go from doing your makeup to having your lingerie, taking pictures, and then in comes the male talent. Hey, how are you? I'm going to be fucking you today. And it's like, oh, hi. Yeah, that's cool.
Is that how the guy introduces himself? Like, hey, my John, I'm going to be fucking you today.
There's a couple of them that.
I love that intro.
Yeah. It's like, hey, oh, so you're the pussy that I'm going to be fucking up today? Yeah. How did you know? Oh, that's awesome. Let me see. Are you a big dick, medium dick, small, thick? No, you'll be good. You're not going to, you're not going to the hospital today. We're not doing anal, right?
I want to start doing that on my regular dates, like, like show up on the date. Hi, Alex. I'm gonna be fucking you today.
Oh, you know what?
Above average dick, you're in for a treat, girl.
You know what? If you come to me with that line, I would say, all right, I am ready. Let's go. That's exactly how you have to come up with. Yeah, but obviously, you have to have met her first, because if not, then you get the police called and the Me Too movement and stuff like that. So
Definitely don't want
that.
Definitely don't want that. All right, let's pop some questions. We got a bunch building up. Alex, can you ask Miss Raquel what she thinks about a guy asking to FaceTime pre-date? You respond in the PWF forum saying it's not ideal, though I've had good results making girls comfortable with it. So he's asking, like, let's say you met, let's say, like, I know you said you don't do online dating, but let's say like one of your friends, your girlfriends, introduces you to a guy. You've never met this guy, but you've been texting a little bit back and forth. Okay. So how would you feel about that guy asking to FaceTime before the date?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Definitely. That's the way to do it, because then that's how you're going to know that all the filters, because right now we're living in such a trickery industry and world that you could see a girl that looks like a supermodel, and then the moment that you meet her in person, you see that she is 86 and has no teeth. So you need to make sure that you see that girl in every angle before you go and waste your gas money and time, because then you're there and you're compromised. Then you see the girl and then you feel bad because you don't just want to call it quits, and then you feel compromised. Other people are very bold and say, oh no, I have to go, or tells the girl, let's do half and half or whatever. But that's like a waste, because if you're not going to see the girl anymore and you're wasting your time, she's wasting her time, then just be upfront. But I 100% agree. FaceTime. So you can make sure you tell her, oh, go to the bathroom, make sure you have the light on, call her. Yeah, make sure you see everything to see if she doesn't have like tape over here, taping like her face or anything like that.
Girl, do 10 jumping jacks real quick. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, give her like a set of physical challenges.
I like the smell of shampoo. Wash your hair, because when somebody washes their hair, if they have tracks or their hair is fake, or if they have a wig on or a weave. Not knocking people that wear wigs. I wore a lot of wigs, extensions, and all of that.
Really? You have very nice hair.
No, I used to.
Oh, you used to.
Yeah, this is years of taking care of my hair. But yeah, if you're not into like extensions, if you're not into all of that, make sure the girl, calls you before showering. To her, listen, you know what? One of my greatest things, I'll give you a gift if you do it. Wash your hair. And put shampoo on it or whatever, and then call me. If she doesn't agree to that, then just call her right after, or tell her, call me right after. I just, my mom used to do it, and that really, my mom died, yesterday. So just go wash your hair. I just like the smell of that. It reminds me of my mom. Just do it for my mom.
Do it for my dead mother. My dead mother.
And then that's how you know that she has no tracks and she looks like a normal person. She is a woman, So
you got a dick? Let me see. Nope. Looks like a natural clit.
Well, I don't know. There's so much great plastic surgeries out there. True. There's women that are transsexuals, okay, that look more feminine than me, okay, more feminine than me, especially the woman from Thailand.
That is unfortunately true.
That's so true. That is so true. I look like a man near them. That's crazy.
Well, I wouldn't say you look like a man. Definitely not.
No, I'm saying next to them compared, because they're so delicate. They have like so much mannerism and all this stuff in their face, everything.
It's like one of the biggest like fears guys have with dating is that they're gonna have sex with a transsexual man/woman. That's like a really common fear that guys have.
You know what? I don't think it's a fear. I think it's a fantasy, and they're just saying it's a fear because they're trying to look for it. That's what I think.
I don't know.
Because why would you, if you don't have that even in your mind, why would you be afraid of it?
Well, I think what it is.
Yeah. Why would you be afraid of it?
Well, if you're well, because you're kind of exposed to it a lot, but if you're a guy who's had sex with a high, like you have a lot of sexual partners, like 300, 400, 500, it's a matter of statistics. Like at that point, you're bound to cross one, at some point. Like, it just becomes a matter of statistics. I have actually a funny story. I've told this on several lives, but me and my buddy went to a swinger party. This when I used to live in LA. I was like 23, and I got invited to the swinger party. I didn't have any girls that I was with at the time. Didn't want to go by myself, so I invited one of my buddies. We go to the swinger party, and it's like what you see in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's mostly like older people. I later learned that like the good swinger parties are the ones where you have to bring a girl. Like you can't get in if you don't bring a girl. Those are the good swinger parties. But I learned that later. So I go to the swinger party, and me and my buddy were just having a beer in the kitchen, and this tranny comes up to us. She starts talking to us. Obviously I'm going to be nice. And, I have nothing against trannies.
Did you know she was a man from the beginning?
I knew right away it was a man. Like I could just tell.
How?
It was just obvious. Like just her voice, her like hair, her like manly hands. She had man hands. Like it was just like
girls that are athletes, like basketball, tennis, or something that are very cut up. That has nothing to do with being a man.
No, she was definitely a man because what happened later was she was like, after we talked 5 minutes, she was like, hey, do you guys want a tour of the house? Now I personally know what tour of the house means. That means tour of her butthole. But, me personally, I'm not about that. So I was like, no, thank you. It's okay. And then, but my buddy, he's like this Persian guy. He's like, yeah, sure. I'll take a tour of the house, Habibi. So he goes up. Now, I legitimately thought, because he's like into architecture and shit, I legitimately thought that he wanted to see the house. And I had no socially polite way of telling him what tour of the house means. But I figured he would figure it out, right? Because I thought it was so obvious that it was a tranny.
Right.
An hour goes by. I get sidetracked. I get a little drunk. I wind up banging this dude's wife. That's a whole nother thing. Right. And then I'm outside smoking a cigarette because you smoked cigarettes back in the day. My buddy comes out with a big grin on his face. And he's like, Habibi, why did you not do tour of the house? Tour of the house does not mean tour of house. Yeah. I was like, yeah, dude, I know. Like, who do you have sex with? He's like, the hot girl that was interested in both of us. I think we both could have fucked her. I was like, dude, you mean the tranny? He's like, no, Habibi, it wasn't tranny. I mean, it was kind of weird how she only wanted in butt. And then I remember I came out to reach, and then she moved my hand away. And I just watched a grown-ass man have just a full breakdown right in front of me. He went from being extremely ecstatic to just suicidal in less than 30 seconds.
You told him the truth?
I thought it was so obvious, but yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Why? Listen, you're such a fucked up friend because good friends don't let other friends go and do that. You would say, hey, wake up. That's a fucking dude.
I thought it was so obvious. I thought it was like,
yeah, but you stay quiet and you let him walk in there and go and get crucified. Well, to be honest with you, if she had long hair and had her butt and all that stuff, and he was sticking it on the hole, he just fucked the woman. Why you gotta ruin it? You should have just said.
I know, I'm a fucking party pooper, right?
Yes, you
are. Party pooper of the year.
You deserve to get a tour of a house from another tranny.
Oh shit! Don't you put that kind of juju on me, Miss Raquel? Don't you put that kind of bad juju on me? Shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna avoid all tours of houses for the next 10 years.
Oh, I know now. I know what to get you for your birthday.
Fortunately, my birthday is not for another 9 months. Alex, please ask her if she likes romantic balconies and wine. So that's like an inside joke. How do you feel about romantic balconies and wine?
Romantic balconies and wine. So this is a joke or something?
Basically, usually when I invite girls over to my place, I usually say, do you like wine? The girl will be like, yeah. I'll be like, good. We should split a bottle on my romantic balcony. That's like my go-to line. So like, it's become like a meme now. Like, oh, how's your romantic balcony?
Let me tell you something. If somebody comes up to me on my first date, oh, let's go to my romantic balcony with wine, you will get blocked.
Oh, shit.
Okay? How the hell from the first date? First impression, guys. First impression is what counts.
What if it's an extra romantic balcony?
I don't give a damn
like a
if
super
it's extra,
duper.
if it comes with Taco Supreme, if it comes with like a singer of opera. You're not going to take
There's like 3 guys playing the violin in the background.
Yeah, you're not going to take me. If I'm coming out from my house, you seriously think I'm going to go to another house for a first date? No, you better take me out, all right? Somewhere fun. It doesn't have to be expensive, but somewhere creative. somewhere where at least you gave it some thought of taking me because you thought it was cool. Okay. But not in your house, because what is that? A Netflix and chill? That's pretty much what it is. And then you
Nah,
don't
girl,
have
cool and
cable.
wine.
So if you don't
Netflix
have cable, so we're watching your balcony because you don't have even TV to go and watch the Netflix. No way. You will get blocked and eliminated and cussed out.
Oh shit.
Yes, that is a cheap move. And that is such a, like, you have to be creative. I'm a Libra, okay? So I
I'm a
like
Capricorn.
creativity. Huh?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, you're a Capricorn. You're a problem. You're a problem. You are a problem.
People have been telling me that for a while.
But that's good. Problems could be good sometimes. So you have to be creative. You have to come to me with something creative. I'm not saying this is going to be all of the time, but for the first time, first impression, have you ever heard of first impression is what counts? You want to go ahead and take out a girl and at least be creative where the place that you take. Don't take her to a club.
I agree with that. Don't take her to a
Don't
club.
take her to
I would never take a girl to a club.
If you're getting to know each other, like, don't take her to a club, but don't take her to a freaking library either, because you don't want to go ahead and do the two extremes. You want to go ahead.
The library can be kind of sexy, you know. We're like all sitting there, like reading our books, like reading our Nancy Drew mysteries.
The Kama Sutra book.
Hey, babe, look at this. Haha.
No, absolutely not. That could be done, incorporated into other dates, but not the first date. You want to do the first date is like an interview.
What's your ideal first date, Raquel?
My real first date, I don't
ideal.
Oh, my ideal?
Yeah.
I can't really say it's ideal because I give the other person the liberty of being creative, and that's how you attract me. Because I am open, I'm very humble, very down to earth, very grounded. But I don't like no cheap shit either, or no stuff. It's like when you give a gift at last minute, when you run into Walgreens and just find whatever to just bring to the gift. Like, you had 12 months to think about a gift and you bring the first thing that's $5. For that, don't do anything. So with me, you have to be elaborate and you have to be creative, because I am also the same way. I am very elaborate. I'm very creative. And that's what you're going to get in return from me. So I let the person choose and get the, I don't know, the creativity and find a place. And
no romantic balconies.
No romantic. I will throw you from the damn romantic balcony. No. I don't want no type of romantic balcony. I just want something that is like, you know what? I will remember this all night, all day. I definitely want to see you again. You definitely impressed me. I want to get to know you some more. That's how you have to leave the girl thinking. And it's not, oh, I'm going to give her some dick. You know how much dick there is out there? You know how much people throw dicks out there and say, oh, let's go and do. Women have so many options of having so much dick. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're a snake, anaconda, a big tube, a small tube, a tank. No, there's so much options. How do you get to a woman truly? By the mind and the heart. If you got that down packed, you got it all. You will have a girl going crazy, psychopathic for you, fighting, taking knives out, doing all of that stuff. It's not the dick. It's not the dick. It's not the head, the dick, none of that stuff. It's not even the money. It is, if you have the control over the woman there, you have everything. And how do you do that? By doing things that are detailed, because women are into emotional detail stuff.
What if I tell you to dress really nice and you wear your high heels and I take you to the dog park and we just chase my husky around in high heels for like an hour?
You would send me that in text message?
No, like that's like the surprise. I'm just like, hey, you know, we're gonna go somewhere nice, dress up nice, but we go to the dog park and we just like chase my dog around.
Why would we go to a dog park and you told me to dress up? That right there means you're trying to disrespect me and you should get punched in the face.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Why would you get me dressed up with high heels, making believe like we're going to dinner just to take the dog to the park with me running around in high heels? Oh, my God. Thank God that you have not done that to me. to
Oh, I
stay.
would, I would never. I'm just asking hypotheticals here. Not me.
Yeah, well,
Saying
don't
like
do that because that could get you killed.
kill. No shit. No.
Yeah.
Our date would be something nice. We
Mhm.
get some drinks, stare into each other's eyes. No running after dogs.
No running
Uh,
after dogs. Be a little
no
bit.
running after
You could
dogs.
probably go to the cinema, the drive-in cinema. There's one in Hollywood. Actually, I think that that's super romantic to go in the little drive-in movie theater. Bring all your little foods, your popcorn, this and that, and that could also be a great first date. It doesn't have to. It could be, like I said, it could be cheap but very creative and elaborate, or it could be expensive and also very creative and elaborate. It all depends on the time that you took thinking about it and making everything right.
Yeah, generally,
Another thing,
personally.
another thing
What?
that's a turn off. Another thing that's a turn off. If you invite a girl to a date, all right, and you're like, okay, come on, I'll take you out, whatever, and then the girl gets in your car or whatever, and then you say, all right, so where you want to go?
Yeah, it's true.
What do you mean? Yeah, where do you want to go? You want to go out to eat? You want to?
You want a guy who leads.
Oh my god! And I'm like, you invited me. You don't even know where you're gonna take me. It's like, no, but I just wanted you to pick a place because I didn't know. First of all, if you took me out of my house, made me dress up, put perfume on, get nice dolled up, and you don't know where you're going to take me, oh, that's it. I will get out of that car and never speak to you again. If I get in that car and you told me I'm taking you out, you better make sure you have a place to take me and not McDonald's or Popeyes. All right?
Burger King for the win.
Okay, if you got no, McDonald's is when you go to a club or whatever and you're hungover, the best place is to eat those McDonald's fries afterwards or the freaking McChicken. I actually like the McChicken. It's pretty good.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I've been following a paleo diet for 8 years, so I haven't cheated. I haven't been to McDonald's in over 8 years. But
What?
I miss it sometimes. I miss it like crazy.
Oh, the fries, not even the fries, not even one fry. Like somebody
Nope.
buys the fries.
No,
like,
what I really miss is pizza because I just fucking love pizza and
Yeah.
like cheese. And I haven't had cheese in 8 years, and I miss it. But
no cheese at all?
no, zero cheese in 8 years.
Wow, that's
I
crazy.
know. I'm super strict with certain things.
That's good.
Let me ask you this, because this is
Yeah.
kind of girls have different feelings on this. How do you feel about a guy picking you up? Because some girls like when a guy picks them up, and some girls say, I don't want the guy knowing where I live. Where do you stand on this?
Okay. You have to know who you're doing that to. If you're doing this to a young girl, it's expected. You're expected to do it. If you're doing this to a grown woman, like myself, a grown-ass woman, it's like, oh, no, you're not going to have the control over the date, honey. Oh, no. That, to me, is a trap to me. It's like, okay, so you want to take me out, and then if I don't feel comfortable or if I want to end it, then you don't have the control of when is it going to end. You know, it's like, okay, you have to leave it to the girl and not put any restrictions. Okay, you want to meet, you want to go there, but if we're talking about age bracket, more or less, from 30 and up, you can't play with that shit. Why? Because we have our kids. We have to drop off on the babysitter. We don't want people seeing you. Like, we don't even know if you're going to be for sure or definitely or a booty call or somebody that you're never going to see again. So, okay, we're definitely going to meet up in a spot and go. And you can't feel offended for that. Now, if your plans were like, oh, I'm going to spend $150 or $200 on this meal and this bitch is not even going to give me head. All right, so you better make sure that you know who it is that you're going to bring. Because if that was your expectations and your vibe, because remember, your vibe gives up everything. If you do stuff unexpectedly just to have fun, a good time, 100% you're going to get it. But don't be putting the pressure like, oh, well, I took you out. You're having fun. You enjoyed it. This and that. Like, okay, I'm expected to sleep with you because
Women don't like expectations. I mean, me personally, I don't like to flex with money or possessions.
Yeah.
So for my first date, I'll take a girl to a nice chill bar that I know, which has a cool vibe, where we can sit and talk. And I want to just hang out with a girl and get to know her, right? And see how the chemistry is. I'm not going to try to flex. I'm not going to try to show off. I never do that. First of all, I don't want to attract gold diggers, and secondly, I don't even think that's a good game. So I like to, keep things chill. Let me ask you this question, if you don't mind me asking.
Yes.
How old are you, since we kind of brought up this topic?
Huh?
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
How disrespectful. You're not supposed to ask a woman her age.
I feel like you're young enough, like you're young looking enough where it's not. Like, I feel like you're still like...
I'm not like 60 or 50 or 40. I'm 35.
Okay, so you're the same age range as me. I'm 31.
I'm not yet. I'm 5 years older than you. How is that same age range?
For my love. Four.
I know, but it's a good thing, because in that way you have to first see, like, if it's like a blind date or something, and you need to obviously get a place, because you're not going to bring her to your house because you don't know who the girl is, and she's not going to bring you to her house. So you have to meet somewhere first, right? That's why I say, before you do all of that stuff, FaceTime to make sure, because there's so many stuff that you could do on text, talk, or maybe on the phone, and it's a whole different personality. When you meet that person in person, it's like night and day. And it's happened to me also. And it's like, oh my God. You don't
I mean, you make a good point. Like, I've never really been big on FaceTime, simply because I'm just not that big on virtual shit in general, which is ironic.
No, but it will be the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
The energy
that is a fair
when
point.
you meet the person for the first time, and you could have loved this person, amazing chemistry. The moment you meet that person, it's like the energy that they give is like, but then you remember how you really like their conversation, but in person is not it. It is so important. It's like a 50-50 personality, and also physical appearance is so important. And the energy is so important. And how you carry yourself is so important as well. Your confidence level, the way that you are, the way you smell. That's another thing. There's people that wear Axe spray. You're a freaking grown man. What the hell are you wearing Axe spray like if you're a teenager?
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a good point. Yeah. You want to have like good cologne.
If you like, come on, you ate, brush your teeth, put a mint in there. Cologne, put some cream, like have your nails done, not even the nails. You don't have to even go to a nail salon, but make sure you don't got dirt underneath, or like, it's so disgusting. Like, you're trying to go ahead and hug me with your nails that have like all sorts of like oil, and that is so nasty.
Have you had that happen often? Like, guys show up like really just like...
Let me tell you another thing too. Also, teeth. Your teeth is so important. You could be a great guy, great game, and then if you have these overlapping teeth in yellow and trying to go ahead and kiss me with that is so disgusting. That is so disgusting. It's such a deal breaker to me.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I've had multiple girls point that out. I think as guys, because guys and women think differently with certain things. Guys, we focus on the big picture. Tits, ass, face. Right. But women focus on the small details, like the teeth. Like, this is something like no guy ever in the history of sex has been like, she was hot, but I didn't like her teeth, so I decided to not speak with her.
There's people that do, that they also look at the details too. When they also take care of themselves, when they make sure that their hygiene is good, that their teeth and everything, they invest time. When they invest time and they know the good of things, they're going to appreciate that, and they're going to put it as a requirement. Like, okay, this girl, she's cute, but she doesn't take care of herself. It's this and that. So definitely it's a deal breaker, because remember, you're trying to plan this out as long term. You're going to be with this girl for the rest of your life. And or the rest of your life, or for
the rest of the night,
or like 3 months or whatever, you're going to see her every day. And if this is something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and then you don't bring it up now, and then you bring it up a couple of months, that's going to start a problem, because you should have been upfront and honest, or just said, you know what, it's going to be a problem. It's going to start a problem. And then you're going to get depressed, or you're going to start fighting, or then, the girl's going to smack you in the head, and then you have to go to jail or whatever.
Smacking you in the head? What kind of dates are you going on, smacking people in the head? That's like the third time you mentioned that.
If you deal with Latinas, then that's what you're
What kind of Latina are you? Like, what's your what country?
What kind of Latina? Like if I'm
An,
a
an
freaking
awesome,
dog
an
or
awesome,
something?
an awesome one, obviously.
What
But like,
nationality? What is
what
wrong?
nationality?
Yes, I am
Sorry,
Dominican.
you got me nervous with all this talk of anal scenes, so I can't really think properly.
No, you got me nervous when you said, "Oh, let's visit the building or something." What was it again?
The building?
Yeah, the building, the tour of the building.
Oh, the tranny story. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So now I got
That
something to
that
say.
story will that story will make anyone nervous.
No, I'm definitely going to now say, "Oh, do you want the tour of the building?" What was it that you were saying? Oh, where am I from? Yes,
Yeah.
I am a mix of the island with the motherland. So it is. I'm from Dominican Republic. Was born in
Cool.
Dominican Republic, but all of my family from my father's side is from Portugal.
Okay.
So I am Portuguese and Dominican.
Cool. My dad is actually dating a Dominican girl right now.
Oh,
My parents got separated 6 years ago, and my dad's been on the Latina train since then. Yeah, yeah, because we're all Russian, so like we're all like pale white Russians. But my dad, after that, he's like, we're growing. Yeah, for sure, there definitely is. All right, let's take a look at this question. Ms. Raquel, what is the most interesting date you've had? Do you have preferred date someone? So we kind of covered the first part of this, but do you prefer date someone in your profession or someone who's not in the adult industry?
To be honest with you, I would like to date somebody, or I'm always interested in somebody that has nothing to do from the industry. Why? Because I don't take my job or like I feel. Listen, Miss Raquel to me is, part of my personality. But on my day-to-day basis, obviously, you have, different types. Like, okay, you have your calm days, your hype days, your this, your fun. But I definitely don't want to be coming home with somebody that is, okay, I need to go to work or whatever. So then when are you going to cut it off?
Right.
When are you going to like release that and, and have fun? I think you have to have a balance of both. And if I'm married to another porn star, then it's going to be like a never-ending job. It's always going to be the same. So I've never been attracted to other porn stars to be like a partner or stuff like that. But
not even Ron Jeremy. He's such a stud with his beer belly and the.
I'm not into Jewish. Not into Jewish, and no, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I respect everybody that is married to porn stars or have dealt with them. But me personally, I want a regular schmegular dude, has nothing to do with anything, has his own business, and that later on dinner we could just come together and just talk about how crazy our days are. Like that's what I like. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes. Opposites attract, and I like that. I like somebody completely the opposite, but yet the same.
You think you and I are opposites? I feel like we're both like have a similar like fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Well, you haven't really got me going, so you can really see my sense of humor.
I'm the king of personal questions. And speaking of personal questions, that leads me to the next question.
Yeah.
What is her lay count? Which is like what's your body count? Like how many people have you slept with?
Oh my God, that is so. How old is this guy? Like 12?
Quite likely, yes. We have a lot of
the lay count. Are you serious? That's why soap and water exists, so you could just wash it off and reuse it again. You know?
you don't keep track though? Like there's like
I have no idea. Who the hell keeps track of the people that they sleep with?
I personally don't, but I know quite a few people who do.
Let me tell you something. To me, every person that I've been with has been an experience. And now if you come and reword the question, it will be like, okay, I've encountered great experiences, or how many good experiences, bad experiences, that's a different. But lay counts, like if it's a body or a murder, listen to me.
It's just like a pickup term. It's like a nerdy thing.
That is so retarded. He needs to change that mentality because he's not going to see a pussy in like years. You need to change that way of thinking.
No lay counts, no romantic balconies. We're getting some good info, boys.
Offensive. That's so offensive. Lay counts.
Moving on to the next slightly offensive question. What could a normal guy, someone not in her industry, do to pick her up on the street? We kind of covered this a little bit.
Yeah.
But like you kind of mentioned what like you think is a bad approach. What do you think would be like? I know you said confidence and he can, pass your shit test. But what do you think would be like a good way to approach you? Like, do you prefer a guy who goes more direct and says, "Hey, you're really cute. I want to meet you real quick," or do you prefer a guy who goes more indirect and he's like, "Hey, don't combine the whites with the reds. Haha." Like, what do you prefer?
Well, let me tell you something. That is a very, very tricky question because in order so that you could go ahead and get somebody's attention, you need the first 30 seconds or you need that approach. So you're not really going to get an approach by walking in a supermarket. You're not going to get an approach by going into a gas station. You're not going to get an approach by going into quick places. You have to get that approach in places that you have a little bit more time and are a little bit more relaxed. Because if you approach me when I'm in the supermarket with that bullshit, I am on the run. I'm doing the stuff. My mind is in like buying groceries and doing stuff. And I have no time for you or nobody. Okay? So
what if you're at the grocery store and you're picking out vegetables and I come up to you all suave and I'm like, "Excuse me." I take my hand. I say, "This cucumber is better than the one you're about to buy."
Oh, okay. And then I will go ahead and say, "All right, why don't you bend over and let me fuck you in the ass with it?" That's what I would say. All right? And I will do it if you go ahead and do it. All right? So I have no time for you or no time for nobody when I'm in the grocery store. Do not approach me. I'm in my mind. I'm trying to go ahead and do stuff. Hurry up. Buy the stuff that I need to go in, go out, and that's it. Places that you can approach anybody or talk to anybody. Post office. That's number one.
Damn, girl, you still go to the post office? I feel like I haven't done that.
I
in
go
like a
to the
decade.
post office.
What do you do at the post office?
Listen to me. I sell a lot of panties on my website. So
Really?
yes, I sell panties. I also sell other products and stuff like that. So I go to the post office and things like that. So in the post office, you know that they're lazy and they're old and they're retired. I don't know why. They should like get like a vitamin D or whatever the hell. So they're gonna take forever.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect place to go and just talk and meet or whatever. That's number one. Airports. Number two. A great
Flying
place.
on Wednesday.
Great place to meet somebody. You're sitting there, not in the airplane because you're confined, and especially if you like next to somebody and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna talk to him just so he doesn't feel bad or whatever, and then we got 3 hours. No. In an airport where you're waiting to board and stuff like that, you could probably start off the conversation and then maybe lead into that, That's another place. Hospitals, believe it or not.
What are you doing at the hospital? You're a healthy young woman.
Okay. Hospitals. If you're visiting a relative, like somebody gave birth or somebody got injured or you're waiting for somebody to come out of recovery or whatever, you're there. You're with your coffee. You're sitting. You have nothing but time. So guess what? You might meet some interesting people, and that can develop into something really, really big and potential,
What about at the gym? How do you feel about that?
Oh, hell no. You
Really?
come to me in a gym, and it's done. I can't. The girls that talk to you in a gym are two reasons, okay? Either they're desperate or they're trying to look for a trick. Those are the only two reasons that they will talk to you. All right? Because
I don't know about that, Raquel.
First of all, I'm working out. Let's say I'm working out. All right? I'm working out. I'm doing my stuff. If I am going there to do my stuff and I have other shit that I have to worry about, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of guys lined up. I'm not going to go with a full-blown makeup, with my hair done, with like sexy stuff. What are you there for? You're trying to look for attention and money, number one, or somebody that is going to give you attention. Those are the only two reasons. So guys, please, all you're going to find if you see a girl that with a full set of makeup, with their hair done and with sexy stuff there, if you have that, you're either filming a commercial, all right, or You're there to look for money. That's the only way. Because who the hell works out with like dressed up? I go and throw on an old tee.
I do. I
You're
put on
a
my
guy.
makeup. I put on my eyeliner before I hit bench, before I hit chest. But that's only on chest day, not for back day. What about though, like if you're like, I know I totally agree with you, the fact that like girls don't like it when you approach them while they're in the middle of a workout, because that gets annoying. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But like, what if you guys are just like walking out, like you're walking out together, you both finish your workout, like I feel
that's
like
different. That's different. That could happen, but it's gonna take a while for you to approach. She has to have seen you a couple of times there, hey, or whatever, hey. And then you finally go and get the courage to go ahead and, talk. Then that's how you do it. Do not go and bum rush somebody at the first time, like if you never seen a woman in your life, okay?
I think what you said is actually important to point out. So I actually agree with you on this. So like if you have that kind of familiarity, like she's seen you at the gym a little bit, your chances are going to be a lot higher. Like I can tell you, like when I talk to girls at the gym, like if it's a girl who I've seen a few times, those usually go really well. Like, like she'd be like, oh
you
yeah,
will definitely have that. You will definitely
like, oh, I see you here all the time.
It'll be like, oh my God. Because remember, women, we're just like men. We don't want girls that are so freaking desperate. We don't want guys that are so desperate that as soon as they see me, it's like, oh my God, how are you? Like, give me your number. You're so cute. We hate that. Give yourself importance. Give yourself value. Even if you look like shit or an Oompa Loompa, give yourself the value. You're also valuable too. All right?
I love how you're just getting more passionate as this interview goes on. You're just like, you're gesticulating with your hands. You're like leaning into the camera.
It's true. I've seen so many people that are like, they're doing it so wrong. And maybe they have great intentions, a great personality, but they're doing it all wrong. I understand that there's girls out there, but you have to understand, in order so a woman could love you and find you attractive, you have to see and love yourself and give yourself the value. If you don't love yourself, then how do you expect another person to love you or find you attractive or anything? You have to think in your mind you're worth $1 million, because if you don't think that, then how do you expect other people to think that?
We should make a motivational video that guys can listen to in the morning. It's just you gesticulating. You gotta believe you're $1 million.
Exactly. You have to believe you're $1 million, even if it's fake. You have to fake it. Remember, it's the attraction. I don't know if you're into that stuff of what it is, that the laws of attraction. Every day, when you repeat something to yourself and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, it becomes reality. It becomes reality. And if you believe that, okay, I can never get a hot girl or whatever, you're going to always attract that. You're going to always reflect what you really feel and what your subconscious really feels. So you have to change your ways of thinking. If you change your way of thinking and start loving yourself, putting yourself first, giving yourself a value, always being a leader, doing all of that stuff, then other girls will see you like that and be attracted to you the same. So that's the difference.
What's quite interesting? Like, I'm assuming you're not familiar with the pickup community, right? Like, why would you be? Like, why would a girl be? But like, a lot of the concepts you're describing are things that people talk about in the pickup community. You're just like, putting them in layman's terms. Like what you're talking about, like, if you don't believe, like, you can get the girl, you won't get the girl, which is like something that
that's what everything in life
dating coaches teach. Yeah, like you have to believe that you can get the girl. Like, I'll tell you, you'll probably get a kick out of the story, or maybe not. Maybe you'll think I'm a dick, but back when I was like learning game, like back when I was like, 21, 22, I was a little awkward. I lacked confidence, right? Whenever I had a date with a girl, I would have a ritual. So my ritual was, step one, take a cold shower and visualize myself having sex with a woman. And my rule was, I'm not allowed to leave the cold shower until I got a boner. That's how clearly I wanted to visualize it.
Wow. Okay.
Step two, find a porno where the girl looks very similar to the girl I have a date on and watch it for like 30 seconds so I can really envision myself sleeping with her.
Okay.
That was my 2-part ritual.
That's it?
That was it, yeah. It's not crazy. I didn't do like the human sacrifice or like chant or dance around or anything like that.
Okay, that's great. Well, that's the thing too. You have to also surround yourself with a lot of girls, with a lot of females. Why do I say this? Okay, because there's a lot of people that they do not know how to act when they see a woman near them. Okay, they get shy, they get nervous, they get like, oh my gosh, she's so cute or whatever. It's normal to be a little nervous and stuff like that, but you as the man, and if you want to go after a bad bitch that looks hot, your level of not giving a fuck has to be up here. And you have to know, like, yeah, she's fine, but that doesn't bother me, you know?
Right.
Try to surround yourself with girls that look cute, that have friends. You have to understand the concept between friendship and also girlfriend. And you have to know, you have to have a balance, because then you cannot be around girls, because then you're going to think, okay, if it's a hot girl, I have to fuck her and I have to be, you know, in a relationship with her. If not, she cannot come around me. You have to mix it up. You have to have guy friends. You have to have girlfriends. You have to have all sorts of people in your life. So that way, when you meet somebody, you're going to be able to take your time and say, okay, she's pretty, but I have to see really her potential and see. And then that way, you will last longer in bed. You will make sure that, you know, you're not going to give too much attention to the girl, because that's also a turnoff too. You know, now if she's a narcissist, then it's a different story. But if it's somebody that is normal, then she's going to appreciate that you're not like sweating her so much. You're not like, oh yeah, whatever you want. Oh yeah, I'll give you everything. Like, no, that stuff of romantic stuff and poetry and all of that shit, that's only on books. You do realize.
Preach, sister, preach. I love it.
It's only on books. That's such a
what you're saying is stuff that I say all the time as well.
That is so fucking corny. Like, I understand that once in a blue moon, when you know the person, you have a couple of years for anniversaries and stuff, you want to go ahead and, you know, go and take her on a romantic, when you know what the fuck you have, but not like when you first know her. You don't know. How are you going to invest on something you don't know?
You're honest, and I like that. Props to you for that. Let me ask you this, since we brought up the topic of friends.
Yes.
Friend zone. I'm sure you've friend zoned a few guys, you know, in your day. What makes you decide whether you're going to friend zone a guy or see him, you know, romantically / sexually? Like, how do you make that decision?
If I'm not attracted to you and I know that you have the same personality as me, business mind, goal driven, you know, that right there is great. You know, I would definitely be your friend. And I actually like guys a lot to be, you know, friends than girls, because, you know, I just don't like the cattiness and stuff. I like to have a clear view of things. And if we're friends, you know, I'm 100% there. You know, no questions asked. I'm not going to go ahead and throw pettiness and be weird and switch up on you and stuff like that. And usually girls are a little bit different than guys. Guys are very blunt. They're big kids. And, you know, when they go for a goal and an objective, they're not overthinking or plotting and saying, oh, she did this to me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, or say, oh, well, she looks fucked up today, but I'm not going to tell her, you know, because no. I like honesty. If I go out with you and I have something that looks wrong or whatever, oh girl, you look bad or whatever, or not even mention it. If we're going out, we're going out, and we're having fun. I'm not looking at that. I'm just, oh, I haven't seen you in such a long time. Let's go out. You know, you don't have to be flashy. You don't have to dress up, you know, in expensive stuff. Let's go out, have fun. You know, I haven't seen you, like that. What are you doing for business? What are you doing for, like, for me, I don't know what it is. Automatically, if I see a friend of mine, I want to see everybody successful. I want to see everybody making money. I want to see everybody, like, if you don't know what's going on in the scoop, okay, I'll give you some scoops. Maybe you come up with an idea that maybe that helps you, or maybe you have some information that you could give to me. And then it could be like, my thing is, my friends, in the topic, 50% is business and the other percent is, you know, having fun. And why not? You could combine both of them. And if you are the type of person that all you do is just lay around in your house, not have any goals, not have any objectives, not have anything going on for yourself, you're not going to be my friend. Why? Because I don't like to surround myself with energy that is not positive, that is not a go-getter, that you could like maybe cross-reference of like, okay, how to make money. I just made some money and I got a
Yeah,
house.
you seem like a hustler. Like you seem like you got that like business savvy.
Yes, I do.
You
Because
got
the thing is that you only have a limited of time in this earth that you could go ahead and just go full on in. And if you waste it on bullshit and waste it on just, sitting on your ass, when you reach a time that you don't have that same energy, that you don't have that same ambition, that you can't do it anymore, then you're going to look back and say, shit, I wish that I didn't eat shit like back 2 years ago. I should have been on my grind. And then it's going to be too late and you're not going to have any time.
Yeah, I can tell you, I agree with you completely about the business thing. Me personally, I could not be friends with a girl who I want to sleep with. Like if I don't find her attractive, easy.
Yeah.
But most of the girls who I'm friends, well, actually all the girls who I'm just friends with are girls who I used to hook up with. And then we got the sex part out of the way and we decided, both of us, that we're going to be better as friends. So like those are mostly the kind of friendships I have. Well, that's like
I can't do that. There's no such thing as, okay, I'll put you in the friend zone and you fucked me and then no. If I had sex with you and had you into a relationship, I cannot be your friend. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing because that means that at any given time, whenever shit goes wrong on your end, it'll be like, hey, so remember when we used to fuck? No, you're not gonna get no free pass with me. So no, you're not gonna get me there like a standby person. That's not going to happen. So before you get disrespected, I prefer not to put myself in that.
But do you really think that it always has to be disrespect? Like, couldn't it be like, hey, like we had a good fling, but we both, decided that we're not fully compatible. So we just decided like we had this strong connection, right? Like we liked each other, but we decided we're not going to be together long term. So we decided we're better off as friends. Like, I don't see why it has to be disrespect. You guys just decide that you're better off just being friendly. Like, is that really so bad?
Well, this is the thing. There's no such thing as deciding. Maybe in another race that happens, but a Latina or maybe African American, they could relate. If you go ahead and be in a relationship, the only time that is going to end is either somebody gets locked up or their head busted. All right. There's no such thing as we've decided to like.
Listen, Ms. Raquel, we got to really take a serious look at the kind of guys you're going with. This is like the fourth time you talked about fucking someone's head getting knocked in.
This is the thing. This is why I'm so picky. I'm so picky with who I date. I'm so picky with who I'm around with. I'm so picky with my friends because I am the type of person that if I open up to you and we vibe and we're friends or we're in a relationship, I give 1,000% of me to you, hands down, no matter what, unconditional. So then if I do not expect that back, if you don't give me that back, we're going to have a problem because I'm going to feel like I'm being betrayed. That's what I feel. If I give you 1,000%, I'm there for you. I'm supporting you. If you need money, if you need a friend, if you need anything, companion, everything, I am there. And if you give me a half-ass bullshit friendship or relationship, no, that's a waste of time, waste of money, waste of everything. So no, so then that's why I'm very selective. I'm not the type, if you see me, I'm not the type that I have 1,000 friends. I go for quality versus quantity. I don't have a lot of friends.
I think that's the way to go. You want quality over quantity.
1,000.
You know what's quite interesting though? Like my ex-girlfriend, she was actually from Colombia, and she exactly feels like you do. Like me and her, we had a good thing going, and then ultimately ended. Like no one did anything fucked up, no one cheated. We ended on good terms. And I really wanted to stay friends with her because she was someone that was important to me. Like it made me sad never to see her again. But she was kind of explaining what you said. She's like, listen, like I had feelings for you. I don't think I could be just your friend now. So it's interesting. Like people have different perspectives on this.
You cannot switch off. You cannot switch off because at one point of time, how you were introduced to that person, this is my vision. Maybe other people have different ways of thinking it. I cannot be friends with somebody that I had a romantic relationship, because everything that you have embedded in your mind from the beginning was a relationship. So the feelings and the thoughts and everything that you got from the beginning and got used to that person was in a relationship aspect. So how is it that you're going to, just switch off and say, okay, well, it didn't work out, so no. And then what happened to all of the emotions, the feelings, everything that you've learned along the way to build up to meet that person?
It's definitely tricky. Like I can tell you with us, like we were friends for a few months, and then one night we just hang out. Like she was with me when I got my dog, so we take my dog to the park. It was purely friends. And then one night we hooked up, and then he just brought everything back. She was like, "Alex, I can't see you anymore. Like now I feel blah blah blah." So it can definitely
different.
It can definitely be tricky.
That's different. If you met the person from the first aspect of friendship, and then it developed into something else as experimenting, and then
no, I mean we started off dating, and then we went to friends, and then we but anyway, now we're just getting into my own personal little saga, which is
I would not let you know who to choose to do that, because if you're going to me with that on and off and switcheroo thing, that's not gonna happen. It'll be like, oh, excuse me, you want to go ahead and be friends, and then you want a part of this cookie? Absolutely not. Either you take it all or you take nothing.
I'm gonna go back to being celibate.
Yes,
no more sex for me. Too much sex. Speaking of which, someone posted, "You guys have a good vibe back and forth. Maybe Alex should do a collab on her channel." Ha ha ha.
Oh, I don't think so, because once you try me, you will never come back. It's like the Hotel California. Once you go in, you can never come out. That's guaranteed.
These are some strong words, Miss Raquel. Some strong words.
I'm a risk. Like a drug.
Really?
Yes.
You just get hooked on it?
That's it. It's heroin. You can never come off of that shit.
Give me that. Give me that, Miss Raquel.
Yes.
I need a hit. Just let me smell her panties.
Yes. Yeah. If I don't have that effect on you, then I don't even want to meet you, because that's how I want to feel. I want you to feel with me.
So you want the guys to be really infatuated with you?
Absolutely, because I'm gonna be really infatuated with you too. To in a healthy extreme. Now, if you go overboard, it's different. Like when, I was explaining to you, you do your stuff in your day, I do my stuff in my day, and the moment that we are together, that we are bonding, I want both of us to be infatuated with each other, and then remember that, and then continue our daily routine, and always think from time to time, oh my God, I remember when I had her up on the table, just going and doing all of that stuff. Give the person
stop giving the guys a boner again. We're gonna
give the person time to think and meditate and say, damn, I want some of that.
Let me actually ask you this question, because I'm sure actually let me start off with this question. Do a lot of guys, let's say you meet a guy, and do they always know what you do for work, or is it something they discover later on?
Some discover later on, some they know what I do, but then it's it just blows the magic, because then everything that I could do and everything that I could come up with surprises and everything that I could be creative of, you already know it. So it's you're going to be expecting it. I don't like that. I like to surprise you. I like to do stuff that you're not expecting. I like to do things that I just caught you off guard with.
Right.
Yeah,
I can see a potential issue you might have is that guys especially if it's a guy who's been jerking off your content for years, the first time he you guys hook up, he just busts in 2 seconds, because there's all this anticipation, he's been and then he finally gets the Raquel. It's just 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's normal, and I would be expecting that too, because if you know who I am, then if you take too long, then either you're on medication or something's wrong, because that's expected for the first time. Now,
so you want the guy to bust pretty quickly?
Yeah, because it's an ego thing. It would be an ego thing, not necessarily be potential, but if it's a booty call, it's an ego thing. If you don't do it, then we have a problem. we have a problem, because right there, then it's like, excuse me, why do I have to work and sweat so much if you already know what's coming? Now, if it's a surprise, and it's a different story.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. You know, it's funny, like what you said, like I've heard other girls say to me. Like I remember I had one chick who got pissed at me because one night I didn't come. And like, you know, we fucked for like 2 hours. And I just, whatever, I was in a bad space. I just didn't come. And she like took that shit personally. Like she was not happy. And I was like, which is funny. I don't know if you ever heard of this thing. It's called semen retention. It's like a movement that a lot of guys are into. Basically, you have sex, but you don't come. And like my counter argument is that that's going to piss girls off. Like the girl wants you to come.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, this is the thing. If you're doing this, that's where the ego thing, and not just fucking the person on the first date, that's when it happens, because you want to show off and the girl wants to show off. So it's like a power struggle thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make her see this, and then the girl's like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and give him this because I saw him looking at me. When you have a power struggle, then you're both wasting your time, because nobody's enjoying anything. And this is just a matter of like, oh, I know I could do this, or I know I could do that. So that's immaturity right there. And usually it happens to girls that, you know, are just starting or new, or they're young, and it's like, oh, I know with the other guy that I was with, you know, I only had to last, you know, 2 minutes and immediately, you know, so I know this guy's gonna be, so that girl really is not into you. When she gets offended and is like, okay, why don't you come, or what's this, or what, then
hurry up, motherfucker.
Yeah, so then either you're with like an escort or something, you know, that's number one, and that's when you hear that. Or if you're with somebody that you're potentially meeting to on a date and stuff like that, and you guys decided to do it in the first time, then that's what you're going to get, because you are in a power struggle, and this is all about show. And this is all about, okay, how many bodies, like the other question that was, how many bodies I could get, and how the satisfaction. So that's not something that you want to enjoy with, because she's not taking you serious, and you're obviously not taking her serious. So that was just a whole waste of time, of 2 hours of your life that you could have maybe watched a porno and actually came with your hand, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you for me personally, it's like a huge turn on to me when the girl like comes a lot. Like I want that, because like it's like I want the girl to be really into it. Like I don't want the girl who's like kind of into me but not really. Like she's into me enough to have sex, but she's not really into me. Like where the sex is average. I want her to just be like craving my cock, my touch, my mouth. Like that's like a huge thing for me personally.
So how do you do that? You have to prepare the territory. You have to prepare the territory, because you cannot have that experience that you're trying to have when you just meet a person, because the other person, yes, you know, she's going to be desperate for some dick and stuff like that. But if you want to go ahead and crave you and want you and come 50 million times, you either have to find an older woman that hasn't had sex.
Only 40 million times. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, you've been very lucky with a lot of desperate people out there. But, you know, yes.
Yeah, you just negged me, girl.
No, but I'm telling you 100% down. A woman that you meet on a first date and you take her out there and she's craving you. Either she has to be high on drugs, or she is so desperate, or maybe she's in her 50s and hasn't had a young guy in a long time. Okay, those are the only scenarios. Or maybe she's gonna fake it, because a woman, in order so she could crave you like that, you have to be preparing the territory for a couple of days. So to make her already prepare her mind that she is so anxious to see you, that the moment that you touch her, she is done. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you misunderstood me a little bit. I don't mean to that extent. But for me, my advice would be like, if you want the girl to crave you, it comes down to two things. Sexual tension, right? So the more sexual tension you have, like if you spend 2 hours just like building sexual tension, the sex is going to be a lot better, right? Whereas if you hook up in the first 20 minutes. The second aspect, which can be outside of your control, is sexual compatibility, Like, for example, if you like it really rough and you're with a girl who likes it really gentle, even though there's a lot of sexual tension, the sex is not going to be as good. So there's got to be that sexual compatibility. Like, you have, I don't know why I'm struggling so much with that word, but like, there's got to be like like a good amount of overlap. You have to be like more or less into the same things. It can't be like one person's into purely vanilla shit, another person wants to like fucking tie her up, put a ball and gag in her mouth, and like,
Well, let me tell you something. You could go ahead and switch somebody up, their mentality. When you have that confidence in you, you could go ahead and get a girl that doesn't like anything, that, don't do it hard or whatever. You have to have the control over that. If you don't have the control over that and give the control to the woman, then you're going to have that. You're going to have somebody that's why you have to talk and conversate and put little different scenarios and stuff. You cannot try to cover the sun with one finger. You have to prepare the territory. That's what preparing the territory is.
you love that phrase.
Yes, you have to prepare it.
Speaking of business, we got to make t-shirts where it's just like Miss Raquel, prepare the territory
for the attack.
And it's like you doing the thumbs up. Let's take like one or two more questions.
Yes, let's hear it, because we forgot about everybody and their questions.
We did. I do like our little discourse though. I mean, a lot of these questions are pretty bad, so I want to find like a good one. Okay. No more lay count questions. You weren't a fan of that.
No.
Man, a lot of these questions are so bad.
No, but hear it. I want to hear the bad questions.
You want to hear the bad questions?
Yes. Let's hear.
I don't want to like offend you. You won't get offended?
It's fine. I'm ready.
You have to pinky promise me you won't get offended and take it out on me.
I will not get offended.
And virtually knock me out or something like that. This might be the most useless collab on this channel ever. Thick. Bad question.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, but it's true. There's whenever you do any of these. Well, you've said you've done a few of these. There's always going to be haters. But I actually think this has been a great collab, because I think what's interesting is that a lot of the stuff that I teach on my channel, you also said without any cues from me, but you said it in like layman's terms, like from a girl's perspective.
Yes.
Like listen, I like it when a guy does this. Well, this is actually something that I teach. I think it's important. Like, I think a lot of people like who do what I do in the pickup community, they make the mistake of only having on other pickup dudes, and it just becomes a mental masturbation.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do that. I want to have on girls. I want to have on porn girls. I want to have on girls who work, in
every aspect.
Yeah, like I've had like my last interview was a female dating coach. Like, I want to do these interesting collabs and bring a lot of different viewpoints instead of just like being stuck in my little box.
Right. You have to have different experiences, because the whole goal, if you're hearing advice, is so that you could go out and date. You're not going to go out and date another man or go date another professional. You're going to date regular people out there that have regular lives and do regular things. So you have to have that inside perspective. And I believe that I've been 100% honest.
You have full props for that.
If this person is into maybe scripting things, or maybe me talking more about, fantasy things that don't really exist in the real life, it only exists in porno. And if you are, with a person that maybe you say, okay, let's do a fake thing, then it's different. But you're going to go out, and if you want to fuck people, you're going to find a regular girl that thinks like me. They're not going to put any scenarios. They're not going to come up with any fakery of any sort. So I am the real deal. So if maybe they like fake things, then they could go to my OnlyFans, Ms Raquel 4XX, and they could get all the scenarios in the world that there could be.
No, I think you're definitely very real, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
I think like aside from your gig in the adult industry, like I think you're like a very I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you're like a very feisty, passionate Latina. Like that's just like the vibe I get from you. Just like very like passionate.
I'm very passionate, and that's what I'm expecting too, of everything, of life, of friends, of anybody that surrounds me. I try to feed in as much energy as I can give. And also I'm expecting that in return. So it's like I need a recharge too, because I give it a lot of energy. So I'm expecting everybody else that surrounds me to also be the same, or similar, or have the same mindset as well.
Do guys ever get intimidated with you because one, your career, and two, like, your fucking feistiness? Like, do you find that guys often get intimidated when you go on a date, for example?
Yes, a lot. A lot. And then sometimes it doesn't even get to the point of a date, because just walking up to me, I have because you have to understand, when you don't know a person and you don't know what their intentions are or what they're going to bring to you, and they just come up to you, and they come up to you with like an energy, then you're going to be in a defense mode. So your face is going to look like a bitch, You're not going to be like, hey, how are you? Oh my God. No, if somebody approaches you like that, when you do that, then either they want some money or they're trying to get something out of you, and you should run, because maybe you're going to get jacked or something. Because nobody in real life is going to look hot and unless you're in a strip club, they're going to be looking hot, and you approach them and they're going to be, oh my God, how are you? Yeah. How's everything? Get my number. You want to fuck me in the ass? Yes. No, that does not exist. Does not exist. That's unexistable. I don't even know if it's in the dictionary.
I mean, like, my kind of vibe with you is that, like, if we, like, let's say I have no idea who you are, you have no idea who I am.
Yes.
Let's say you're not like my biggest fan.
Okay.
Huge time supporter of Playing with Fire, your favorite YouTube channel. Let's pretend that's not the case. And like we see each other on the street. Like, I feel like you would respond best to like a guy, like just like a very like direct approach, like no apologies, just like a very no fucks given, like, hey, excuse me, hi. Can I stop you real quick? You seem cute, and I just want to say hi. My name is Alex. Like, I feel like that is the approach you respond to the most.
Yes. You got to go ahead in full force. But remember, that's why you have to go with your instincts, and you have to have experience. You cannot go and come up to a girl like that in every aspect, because some people will feel intimidated. I'm an aggressive person. I like an aggressive approach with like determination, and you come up to me and you have to have something factual. Hey, how are you? What else do you say? No, you have to have something to say, because it's like, hey, how are you? All right.
Yeah. Hey, how are you by itself would be kind of weird, because where do you go from that?
Yeah.
I'd say like, hey, listen, excuse me, I want to meet you real quick. My name is Alex. Like, introduce myself. Yeah. Oh, cool. Raquel. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What are you up to today? Like, that's kind of how it proceeds.
Yeah, that's cool.
If a guy asks you, like, let's say we met on the street.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, so what do you do for work? Would you right away be like, I work in the adult industry, or would you kind of be a little bit more vague?
Let me tell you something. What happened to me one time when I was, I think, in CVS, or I stopped real quick in Walmart or something. I was in the makeup aisle. All right. And I was trying to look for, I think, eyeliner or lashes. I don't remember. And I was looking, and I was really concentrating on the color, the brand, and everything. And this guy, first of all, comes from behind me, and he says, hey. And I'm like, okay. Hey, so where do you work at? And I'm like, excuse me? What are you, the FBI or something? What do you care what the hell I work in?
Yeah, the federal booty inspector.
Yeah.
And you're under arrest, ma'am.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I immediately, and then he apologized. Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name? And I'm like, this is not how you approach a person. Okay. He was young. He was in the military. And he's like, oh, I'm so, and then I switched up the question. I'm like, oh, where do you work at? So where is it that you live at? And it's like, oh yeah, well, I just, I'm right now off, and I'm in the military. I'm an ex-Marine, and I just thought, that I just wanted to know who you were and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, by asking a question, you don't do that. Okay, you don't do that. Like, it's like,
damn, this poor guy was probably pissing his pants. Come on now,
he was pissing his pants.
You made a poor man piss his pants. So how did that ultimately end?
I told him, no, I am married. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not jealous. And it's like, yeah, but I have a girlfriend. And I told them, listen, you're cute, but everything, you're wasting your time. I'm sorry. Bluntly like that. Because how are you going to approach somebody saying, where do you work? What the hell is that? Are you kidding me? No.
But you don't have like a little bit of sympathy for guys who don't have game.
I don't care. You got to learn. And if you're coming to step onto me, it's like you're coming into a war zone and it has like dynamites there. So you better step yourself very clear of how you're going to step to me. If not, don't do it at all.
Damn. I really fucking hope I see you at Whole Foods. It's going to be a very interesting conversation.
I don't even go to Whole Foods. I don't eat healthy stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. All right, and let's end it off with this question because it's an interesting one. Would you honestly sleep with someone that you didn't find attractive but had a great personality?
Yeah, of course. I think that the attractiveness really overcomes the personality. If you have an amazing personality, like there's been a lot of girls that you've seen out in the street that they're with these guys that you say
in Miami, you see that all the time.
How the fuck are you with her? How are you with her? But it's because this person, the moment, even the moment they step in a room, you feel their energy, you feel their person. They stand out in a crowd in all sense of the word. That right there is what gets you anywhere, any place. Just who you are. And knowing it and owning it and not giving a fuck if you have a nose from here to here, if you have an eye that is missing or whatever. But if you have this personality that
my nose is a little crooked,
you are above and beyond, then that's how you're going to attract everybody else.
Do you find that's kind of hard? Like, for example, let's say a guy's not that attractive. Let's say he's kind of short, right? Like, well, let me ask you this. How tall are you? You look 5'3", I'm assuming 5'4".
I'm 5'3", 5'4". No, I am 5'9", and with
you're 5'9".
Yes, I'm 5'9".
Oh, damn, girl!
I'm 5'11".
You're deceptively tall.
6 feet, and with
I feel like I've just throughout this interview I've inadvertently offended you like a dozen times.
No, not at all, not at all.
You're gonna tell all your Pornstar friends. Don't do an interview with Alex. He's fucking offended me a dozen times.
No,
it's gonna be the last Pornstar interview I get. Okay, so you're on the taller side.
Yes.
Let's say a guy is 5'7", right, and he finds you attractive. How does he get his foot in the door? Let's say he has a great personality. He's really confident. He's like your perfect catch. But like initially, you don't look at him that way. So what does that guy need to do to like get his foot in the door?
Let me tell you something. I am sorry, but since I am tall and I like to wear shoes, I do not want the guy next to me to feel like he's a tampon. Okay.
All right? Are fucking ruthless, girl.
Yes.
You're like you should be like a character in Game of Thrones, Cersei Lannister. You're like a Latina Cersei Lannister.
Cersei? You're calling me Cersei? Really? Yes, I know how she is. But listen, I
can be Jaime Lannister. We can be brother and sister.
Oh, so we could do incest and shit? No.
All the cool kids are doing it nowadays.
Yeah, I know. Usually in the Latino community, they all, the majority fuck their cousins and stuff
in the Russian community. That's how we roll.
Yeah, exactly. So it's okay. You're keeping it in the family. But to answer your question, you could be a millionaire. You could have the biggest personality. If you are shorter than me, I am sorry. I cannot oversee that. I cannot oversee it. Even though I try to see it, if you are 5'7" or 5'6" or 5'5", you are done. I would look at you like, oh, he's so cute. Poor thing. I'm sorry. I can't look at you like anything else but just a little dude. You're, oh my God. You're a little guy
with probably a little dick.
What are you doing trying to talk to a girl that is bigger than you? Like, what is it? Like, that is such a turnoff. To me, it's such a turnoff. Your height is such a turnoff to me. You don't understand. When a woman is with a man, now, if I want to go ahead and wrestle with you and like beat you up and stuff, then okay. Yeah, okay, I could go ahead and flip you over, slap you up, but I would have no respect for you. How can a woman have any respect for a man that you could lean on the shoulder? How? It's impossible. You, as a man, you need to be able to like be bigger and like grab onto me and like flip me up. How the hell if look, I'm thick and I'm big. You seriously think a guy that is 5'5" or 5'6" is gonna be able to grab onto me and lift me up
He
and
can
grab
climb you
me
like a mountain.
and bounce me up and down and flip me over and grab me and do all of that stuff? No, you're gonna be. It's like I don't know if you remember this comedy that Kevin Hart said that he doesn't like it when girls fuck the shit out of him because then he really didn't do anything. Because if you have a girl just say, "Oh, come here," and throw you on the bed and just ram you and do all of that stuff, then how do you expect a girl to really have any respect for you? Not at all. There's no respect given because it'll be like, oh, whatever. I fucked the shit out of you, so shut the fuck up. You know? It's okay once in a blue moon, but you want to also have that control and have the guy, say, you know what? You're not doing the plans today, so you're going to get some dick tonight. So that's exactly what we think about. Not all the time.
There's going to be a news article tomorrow. 10,000 shorter men commit suicide due to not being able to bet their favorite porn star. I mean, you're very honest. I think a lot of women feel like that. Most of them don't want to express it. So
I can't say that because you know what? I'm wasting my time. You're wasting your time. And then why develop feelings and do all of that stuff if you're not really attracted to that person? I can't. That's one of the things, number one thing for me, that if I go with you, I'm going to wear a normal size heel. So I'm going to be 5'11" next to you. And if you come to me and it's like, hi, how are you? And you're like near my titties here. It's like, what am I doing? I'm going to be breastfeeding you. Are you going to be a dependent? Should I claim you as a dependent like a little kid? No. I want to be with a man. Not with a kid or somebody that I'm going to have to protect. Like imagine in a club. I'm over here dressing nice, looking cute with my heels. And then somebody tries to disrespect me or sees you that you're short and tells me something just to try you. What are you going to do? So then I'm going to have to protect you. I'm going to have to say, hey, stop. Don't do anything to my man. You know? So no, absolutely not.
I would just pick you up and carry you home. Like, all right, we're done for the night. Let's just go home. This has been too much excitement.
It will be like, just pick me up and just take me and then just say, oh, I'm going to go ahead and take care of you and all that. Oh my God, that is amazing. Amazing.
No, you definitely seem like you fall into the archetype of like a girl who likes a real like manly man, like a dominant guy who can just like fucking toss you around and like just not take your shit, almost like put you in your place at times.
Yes, exactly. Because if not, I'm going to have to take over. And when I take over, I'm ruthless and I have no respect for you.
You definitely do seem like you have that ruthless side too, but full props on the honesty. Let me ask you actually this one last question before we call it. Fitness. Do you want muscles on a guy? You want a guy who's like in really good shape, or that's not important to you?
To be honest with me, I've always been attracted to guys that look like football players, like the linebackers, like muscly, but not like defined. I don't know why, because when I get grabbed and I have a lot going on in my body. I have a lot going on. So you better make sure that you're able to lift this, grab this, juggle it, spank it, pull it, do everything. You seriously think
you're giving the guys boners again?
If you seriously think if a guy that's maybe, fit or whatever, you're not going to be able to, to do all of the stuff that you need to do, especially if you're skinny, you're going to die. You're going to have to put your whole entire head with your body in there. And that's no. I have a lot of meat, a lot of things, a lot of curves. You better come prepared because it's going to take a lot of work to be able to go from the head to my toes.
And this is the part of the interview where we mentioned the special workout plan that you need to bed Miss Raquel. You have to like fucking do a set of squats, deadlifts, like a fitness regimen.
Yes.
If you sign up for the program now, you get her infamous. What's that line that you have? This is the requires a lot of preparation. You have this
preparation.
One.
Yeah,
preparation. Yeah.
Yes.
You got some business ideas going. All right, this has been a fucking dope interview. I really enjoyed this a lot. So, if guys want to follow you, support you, where should they go?
Well, you could just go on my Instagram, which is Miss Raquel 4XX. Why 4XX? Because I'm bigger than 3X. And that's it. And everything should be there on my bio, my links, everybody that I've collaborated with. And definitely it's been a great experience doing this podcast with you. And hopefully we get to do this all over again.
For sure. I mean, likewise. Let's if you guys are watching this on repeat, we're going to plug the links in the description. So you guys are just going to be able to click on it. It's going to be nice and easy. Yes. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe. Support Miss Raquel. Support my channel. We have an awesome interview coming out tomorrow or possibly Thursday where I'm going to critique AMS. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Just stay on for 2 seconds after I go offline. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to hit subscribe. Support Miss Raquel. And until next time.